Hi, precious heart. Thank you for joining us for our weekly vlog. Today we're going to talk about whether or not you are inadvertently empowering and sustaining through your thoughts and feelings the very things that are causing you pain and suffering. From the time I was a very small child, I kept asking the question, why is there so much pain and suffering in the world? Even from a child's perspective, I knew that the negative things I was witnessing and experiencing were not the way things were supposed to be on earth. When I was older, I studied the gamut of world religions and sought answers in the fields of science and psychology. During my quest, I became aware that there is a unifying thread of truth running through all of the various schools of thought. That truth reveals that we are responsible for how we choose to use our life force, and we will experience the results of our actions. This means quite literally that the energy we expend in whatever we are thinking, feeling, saying, or doing not only affects everybody and everything in our sphere of influence, it eventually returns to us through our everyday life experiences. In the realms of illumined truth, this unifying thread of knowledge is known as the law of the circle. In Eastern philosophies, this principle is referred to as karma, or the law of cause and effect. In Judeo-Christian teachings, this law is described by various phrases, such as reaping what we sow, or casting our bread upon the water and having it returned to us, or an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Gandhi said if we follow that principle, we will all end up blind and toothless. The statement should say, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, a hug for a hug, and a kiss for a kiss, so we get the whole picture. In science, the law of the circle is demonstrated in statements such as like attracts like, or radiation and magnetization, or for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. And finally, in metaphysical terms, the law of the circle is described as the out-breath and the in-breath of our Father, Mother, God. The law of the circle confirms that at any given moment our lives are reflecting back to us the sum total of our past experiences and whatever we are currently empowering with our thoughts, feelings, words, and actions. This means that we are not just innocent victims of circumstance who, through no fault of our own, are being buffeted about by things that are beyond our control. On the contrary, we are co-creating our lives daily and hourly with every breath we take. If we do not like what is happening in our life, by changing the way we are thinking, feeling, and behaving, we have the ability to create the life we want. When I became aware of that truth, my overwhelming question was that if every form of knowledge on earth, both spiritual and academic, is revealing that the things taking place in our lives, both good and bad, are the result of our own thoughts and feelings, then why hasn't humanity taken the necessary steps to stop the pain and suffering? Why in the world are we in the mess that we are in? Why do we dwell on our fears and negativity instead of focusing on the positive and wonderful things that we want to create in our life? After much contemplation, I knew that the answers to those questions were not outside of me. So I went within and asked my I Am Presence and my Father, Mother God to reveal the answers to me. After a time of patience and remaining in a state of listening grace, the truth that we all have pulsating within the divinity of our heart flames began to surface into my conscious mind. During the next few weeks, I am going to share this information with you in our weekly vlogs. From my own experience and the responses of the thousands of people I have shared this information with, I know it is much more effective and life-transforming if we apply this sacred knowledge step by step as an experiential process. So this week, the very first step is to begin taking control of your thoughts, feelings, words, and actions. In order to do that, you have to be consciously aware of what you are thinking and feeling moment by moment throughout the day. Unfortunately, the vast majority of the people just go through the day without paying any attention to what they are allowing themselves to empower with their thoughts and feelings. Unless something is extremely wonderful or extremely painful, people just let their thoughts muddle through their mind and allow their feelings to whip around their emotions without any conscious direction at all. If something makes them happy, they just let it make them happy. If something upsets them, they just let it upset them. Consequently, every day the majority of people are on an up and down roller coaster, mentally and emotionally. This unconscious behavior is the main reason that we see so little progress when it comes to improving the quality of our lives. We take one step forward by deliberately thinking positive thoughts and working with the light for a period of time. Then we go about our day and stop paying attention. Within a very short time, we are taking 2 steps backwards with our oblivious thoughts and feelings. It is time for that counterproductive behavior to stop. We are awake now, and we can no longer use the excuse that we did not understand how important it is for us to pay attention to what we are empowering with our thoughts and feelings. Now that we know that our life force is comprised of intelligent electronic light substance, which is our gift of life from our Father, Mother God, it is not only irresponsible for us to use our precious life force haphazardly, it is a sacrilege. The company of heaven and our I Am Presence are now reminding us that our thoughts and feelings are creative, and that whatever we are thinking and feeling, we are empowering, sustaining, and bringing into tangible form. Now that we are becoming consciously aware of that fact, we have an even greater level of accountability for how we use our life force. The good news is that because of the shifts of energy, vibration, and consciousness that have taken place within every person over the past few years, our I Am Presence now has the ability to intervene in our life in ways we have not experienced in the past. During this auspicious time, our I Am Presence is integrating into our mental and emotional bodies and will now be able to help us monitor our thoughts and feelings. All we have to do is ask for that intervention and affirm that truth. So to start taking control of your thoughts and feelings this week, begin every day by affirming, I am my I am presence, and I am one with my Father, Mother, God. Then ask your I am presence to help you be consciously aware of what you are thinking and feeling throughout the day. Ask yourself, time and again, is what I am thinking and feeling this moment adding to the light of my life or the shadows? If what you are focusing on is negative or not what you want to empower in your life, then ask yourself, what do I want to empower with my thoughts and feelings instead of what I am thinking about now? Then focus on what you want to empower. It may be that you need to focus on the same thing, but that you just need to do so from a positive perspective instead of the negative perspective that you were empowering at that moment. Once you shift from the negative thought to the positive thought, ask your I am presence and our Father, Mother, God to blaze the violet flame of God's infinite perfection through the negative thought forms that you were unintentionally empowering. This is a very simple but necessary first step. Once you begin paying attention, you will realize how very often you allow yourself to slip into the habit of oblivious thoughts and feelings. In the beginning, you will need to repeat these simple steps many times every single day. But with the help of your I am presence, positive thinking will soon become automatic for you. So remember, this week, your moment-to-moment mantra is what I am thinking and feeling this moment adding to the light of my life or the shadows? If what you are focusing on is negative or not what you want to empower in your life, say to yourself, what do I want to empower with my feelings and my thoughts instead of what I am thinking about now? Then focus on what you want to empower and blaze the violet flame of God's infinite perfection through your negative thought forms and feelings. God bless you, dear one, and I wish you a glorious week of empowering what you want to co-create.